how do we empower the people, the weavers, so that they can not only produce and sell quality things, but they can have enough for their family. So maybe you want to start with a little bit about what you're doing,
Yeah.
and then tell me.
Great. So I am the founder of Prestige Kente, as I earlier on said, and it's interesting. I mean, I would want to even address the fact that how happy I am to be in this room, and I'm grateful for UNDP for creating this space, for us to have this kind of discussion, because actually I come from a weaving community that hasn't been mentioned at all, from the water region. That is Taffy. Yes. And I guess so. I kept hearing I got him I both him like, why is that fee?
It's not on the border.
It's not on the border. But it's interesting because my business was birthed out of a festival that the people of the Taffy community decided to have, and it was Kente Festival. I think that was in 2017, the youth came together and said, how about we also start, because we have this weaving, nobody knows about us. And so how about we start, we leverage this thing, this weaving, this craft that we have in our community as a tool for development, just as other weaving communities have done, like the Agbozume and the Agotime. So this is how it came about. So I was just an attendee because that's where I come from. My late father was very passionate about his community and development in the community, and led a lot of innovations in this community. So when the youth decided to come together to do this, I decided to attend. And when I attended, it was just an idea that came to mind that I could actually tap into my network to bring some markets into this town, for the weavers. Because then at the time, a lot of people were going shying away from the crafts because there was no money involved. They'll sweat and many hours, weave this fabric, and then nothing to show for it. So a lot of people were actually, just shying away from it. And you would have mostly people who dropped out of school interested in this craft. So when the idea sparked that I could actually tap into my network, I said, well, I am not a weaver. I cannot weave, but I have the market. But how do I get the people to be interested? Because at the time, even me, I got married in 2014. And at the time, I went to Bowe to look for Kente, even though I had Kente in my village. And when I went there, I was disappointed and came back to my people and said, look, I want this design. I want it in these colors. And they were able to produce it for me. So I said, how about, and I love colors, I love design, and I love fashion. So I decided, okay, so for me to be able to sell this to my network, because it has to be attractive, I need to look at the packaging, look at how to make it look marketable to the people that I want to bring into this community, so that they don't think it's inferior, because that's one of the notions that people have about Kente from the Volta region, that it's inferior. And so I said, I need to make sure that I am able to present this the fabric must speak for itself without me having to say anything about it. So then I decided to now, think into how to use my talent, which is the love for color and design, and into crafting beautiful bespoke pieces that have become the in thing now for Kente now, right? So how are we leveraging on this to improve livelihood? So before we continue, I have something exciting to share with you all. If you would like to stay updated on the latest services, products, and exclusive offers from Prestige Kente, be sure to sign up for our free newsletter. Simply visit prestigekente.com. It's completely free. You can also stay inspired and connected by following us on social media at Prestige Kente for daily updates, inspiration, and behind-the-scenes content. And if you are enjoying this episode, we'd love it if you could follow, share, and leave us a positive review. Your support goes a long way to help others discover the podcast and become part of our growing community. Now, let's dive back into the episode. When I started, I was traveling to the village to have the Kente woven for me. And along the line, I was having a lot of challenges. There were a lot of pushbacks because I wanted new designs. Even if it was an old design, I wanted new colors that they had never seen before, they were not used to. And already there were very few people, master weavers, or who were interested, like who even had the passion or allowance to allow some form of change. And so I had to work their minds, to come to understand that actually, if you want more money for what you're doing, you need to look at how you were doing it. You need to look at how innovative. You need to look at innovating what you're already doing, so that you can increase the value for this fabric, so that people can be able to buy into it. So then I was weaving from them, going to the village. I'm based in Accra. I had to be traveling 3 hours. To the village sometimes to get these fabrics. I place the order. I go. They do samples for me. Place the order. Come back. And sometimes when they bring it to me, when they ship it down to me, it's not what I asked them to do. It's not even close to the sample. They don't care about quality. They didn't care about. And the people that I was selling to were niche people. Were selling to elites. And so I said, no, I needed to have visibility over the quality. I needed to have the visibility over the design. So then I had to now own the production.
Yes.
And that is how Prestige Kente started. So I have a factory here in Accra, Adenta, but all the weavers are from the Volta region. I have people from my village, Tafi, people from Agotime, and people from Agbozume that I work with. And interesting to see how the journey, it's been a very interesting journey, because along the line, I mentioned how I faced pushbacks because I was trying to innovate the Kente from what we knew and were used to. Even from the weavers. And now, when they began to see the income effects, they now began to embrace it. I started with just one weaver who was from Agotime, one of the border towns. And then now I have about 23 weavers.
Wow.
And for me, my business has been focused on using innovation in the Kente craft as a tool for development, as a tool for economic empowerment and improvement in livelihoods of this. So what we are doing is, we are not just paying them, how it was, the Kente craft was actually based on you weave and then pay as you weave kind of thing. And then along the line, I realized that this has been the norm, and it hasn't benefited them in any way. How about we look into institutionalizing the crafts and making it more operational, and to solve this issue of sustenance. Weaving just hand to mouth. Now my weavers are on monthly salary. We pay their SNAs, so we have all of those social benefits that they would otherwise not have access to. And a lot more things that we are looking into doing. We made them bankable, and looking for ways in which we can be able to create some asset financing tools for them to be able to take advantage of, because they work with us. And we are really proud of the success stories that we have seen with the weavers, how the families of these weavers have been, their lives have been transformed, how, some people have been able to depend on the income that they earn from weaving with us to be able to sponsor themselves through school. And they go to school. We even have one weaver who has finished tertiary and is doing his national service with us right now. So there's a lot, and so this was a craft that we thought that nothing could come out of. So seeing all of these things actually gives me hope. And actually having this, conversation gives me even more hope that better things is going to come from Kente.